So, hello. How are you all doing? Thank you very much for joining this, whether you're joining this live or you're joining this as a pre-recorded streaming. So, I thank you very much for taking time to watch the whole of this. Yeah, I really appreciate that. So, now today I want us to talk about how to 10x your sales using the new audience targeting strategy. So basically, this is about audience targeting, and I hope that you've done some due diligence. It's not going to take long, probably 20 to 40 minutes if I include questions. And you can send in your questions on the chat. I'll be able to read and reply to them. So most people, what they are asking about is where are their ideal customers? Are they on Facebook, YouTube? Are they on Instagram? Are they on LinkedIn? At TikTok, the new thread. There are so many places and there are so many platforms where people are now, their attention is going to. So they are on all these places, probably, enjoying themselves in enjoying the different type of content. But on all these platforms, there are people who they are following. They are influencers. They are brands that those people are following. So I hope that you've done your due by now. By the time you are looking at how do I go to targeting the audience, you must have done your due diligence and research to creating your avatar, your customer avatar. You've done your due diligence and you know what challenges they are facing. You have the offer ready, so the offer, the hook. You have your messaging ready. You have set out what the challenges are, what are their aspirations. You understand your audience, how you're coming to this platform to actually target them. How do you go into the market? So basically, what I'm doing right now is a go to market type of strategy with everything that you've done previously. So this won't work if you are, or it won't make a lot of sense if you're thinking about, or I'm not going to go into details about how you create your avatar, how you identify your target audience, and things like that. I'm going to talk about you have identified your audience. How do you go to market? So basically, this is one of the major questions that people ask. Am I going to waste my money trying to target audiences on Facebook? Are my audiences on these platforms, are they going to react to what I'm doing? And every time we have a new client, like myself, every time I have a new client, they want to know where their ideal customers are and how they can get them to engage with them. And engagement here means whether they are going to get the leads, whether they are going to buy, because that's the bottom line. And when you're going online, the bottom line, every strategy that you use online should be able to affect your bottom line. It should be able to build into your revenue, whether you're generating the leads or you're generating the sales. So those are the two major things that you should concentrate on. Everything else that you do should lead to you getting the lead, to you getting the sale. So that strategy must be there. It must be from the beginning to the end. You must have a strategy that gets a person from just being a cold audience, a person that doesn't know about your product, to the person that it's a raving to a raving fan, and into a high paying customer or a repeat customer, a loyal customer who's able to give you referrals and word of mouth. So that's the journey you want to take your customers through. So right now, I want us to assume that you've done your research about your ideal customer. You have created the customer avatar. You now you now know what their challenges are. You also understand where they are at this point. You have done your due diligence in researching your customer, And there are two ways that you go to the market. Now that you have identified your customers, how do you go to the market? Do that through organic or through paid media. Now, organic is good once, especially once you come up with a good organic strategy where you're getting people to share your content with people, you're collaborating with influencers and all those people who can actually help you grow organically. So you're writing your content, you're posting, you're collaborating with other people, all that, it's important. It takes time, but it also, if you do it right, it's going to give you traffic for long. It's going to give you that traffic for long, and you're going to get leads later on, for longer. But because this will take time, and most businesses fail creating organic growth because they have not yet refined their offering. you know so most businesses will go out there, try to grow organic, but the messaging is not right. They haven't tested the messaging to understand what makes the customers buy or become a lead. So they will start creating content. It takes time to create content, yet you create content that is not resonating with your target audience. So it's very important that you test that one out before you go organic. The other thing is that the messaging is wrong, the offer is wrong. All those are small baits that make your strategy when you're going organic not work. Because one of the major things that I've seen happening is where you sit in a boardroom, you come up with a customer avatar, you've tested, you've come up with the things that avatar might want, but when you take it to the market, you realize that they are not responding to the messaging, or things have changed, your audience have changed, and now they are responding to something different. So it's very important that for the strategy that you start out with, it's something we call, probably in manufacturing or something like that, where you want to go to the market with the minimum viable product. So when you're going to market, and in marketing, especially online, you want to go out there with the minimum viable product, the minimum viable messaging that is going to help you understand what your customers are responding to, and keep refining that message, keep refining that offer until you have something concrete, something that can last for long, or for a longer period of time, and then create content around that. And that will help you in organic growth, because now you have something that is unique, something that is yours, and a brand that you can actually take out there, and even if you're going to spend money on it. So the first one is organic. The other one is paid ads. Now, paid ads are good because they help you to get into the market quickly. You're able to target specific people, specific audience, or the people that it's your target audience. And I hope that you can hear me. My mic was a little bit far. So now, once you identify your audiences using ads, you're able to send a message there, you're able to send your offers and test them out. Once you understand what works, then you can create around it the organic content. And in creating organic content, what you want to know is who are the people who are already controlling your audience, because at any one point your audience is being served by somebody, probably not specifically with the product you're offering, but if they had an issue, they have a solution for it. They already have a solution for it. It might not be as efficient as your product, good as your product or service, but they are definitely being served. So yours could be something different. Yours could be an improvement of their current offering, but understand who's currently serving them. Who are they currently following? And those are the people that you're going to engage, whether in a collaboration, to ensure that you're getting traffic to your website or to your offering on pages. So now, Once you have gotten all these things together, and now you understand that you can do this through organic or paid ads, then we now want to understand what is the strategy. What's the strategy that you want to go to market with? So number one, you want to understand that the three different types of audiences that we talk about. Right now, with so many things changing, online is not like it used to be 10 years ago, 5 years ago. There is a lot of improvement that has happened. There is a lot of restrictions that have come on board. Governments are putting restriction in how much data you can collect from people. There is cookie restriction, third party cookie restrictions that are happening. uh, uh, Devices such as iPhone and all those other devices are restricting how much information you can gather as a digital marketer using platforms such as Facebook, Google, and all those other social media platforms. So now it's becoming harder and harder to target people specifically as it used to be. But and that's basically what's happening, is that most people are now dropping off. Most people are dropping off. Most marketers are unable to make profit, or even to sell products for customers or for their own product, because it's becoming harder and harder. But those people who understand this strategy that I'm going to share with you today, they are able to rise above the challenges and still remain relevant. Probably you've tried to run ads and they are not generating as much as they used to if you have been running ads for long. Or probably you are wondering why you are unable to make profit. Other people are doing it online, going live and all those things, and probably you realize that it's not it's not scalable, basically, because you can't be live 24 hours, uh, all those things. It's hard selling online, and you're always selling. So basically it's about strategy. Now, what's the strategy? What are the types of audiences that you want to target? Number one, you want to segment your audience. Understand that platforms right now, different platforms are looking to go broad. They want you to go broad, to target broader audiences. So the first thing you want to do is to have a cold audience. Now, a cold audience is your messaging to a cold audience. So the cold audience, these are people who do not know about you. They don't know about your brand and or even your product or service. They don't know about it. They have never heard about it. And you want to have a messaging that is geared toward that type of audience. Now, the way you want to go to that market is to understand first, and we do this during our client sessions. We do this. We go in and we understand who are the people that are controlling your audience at the moment. People are creating content. Your audience is already following some influencers somewhere. There are some programs that they watch. There are some keywords that they search. All those are different ways of looking at cold audience. And in cold audience, we have two types of cold audience. There is a cold broad audience that you want to go with, and this cold broad audience, these are people who are only limited by probably the location that they are in, their gender, and probably the age. That's a cold, broad, very broad audience that you can target. So if you are in a country such as Kenya or somewhere else, you want to target people and only restricted by location, restricted by gender and age, right? And now you target those people. So those people, you can target them using ads. So go to platforms such as Facebook, LinkedIn, and all those other places and target them using ads. Or you can target them organically, so by creating content. And the best way you want to target these people is by using, influencers who are probably like influencers with huge following. You know, they are not niche, but they are huge. You have a huge following, and you can collaborate with them. There are strategies that you can use to actually start collaborating with all these influencers, or to take advantage of all these influencers through the content they create, through the influence they build. You can always try and see how you can collaborate, how you can use that influence to your advantage. So make sure that you're looking at them, looking at the influencers you can use at that broad audience level, and also look at the different platforms that you can use, whether it's LinkedIn, Twitter, whether it's Facebook, you know, Instagram. Look at the platforms you can use to also target them using ads, right? And one of the other interesting thing is that you can actually target people based on the websites they visit. If you're on Google, based on the shows they watch, based on people they follow on all these social media platforms. And what you want to do at that level is also to be sure that you have a system that tracks those people, you know, because you don't want to waste your money engaging influencers, spending your money on ads, and then for people who engage with you, for people who visit your website, then you just lose them, you know, because most people are not going to just buy in the first instance that they see you, but they can buy later on. And you want to keep that messaging, you want to follow up, because money is in the follow up. The money online is in the follow ups. If you cannot follow up, and this is just like the old time, when there was no internet and you are calling people, what made the difference was following up on your leads, following up on the people who show some interest. And that hasn't changed up to now. If you want to make money online, you must understand what are the systems that you have set in place that you are able to follow up. People who show some interest, you're able to follow them up. People who have probably gone to a certain level in conversion, you know, in the conversion journey or the customer journey, how do you follow them up, and what the type of messaging that you want to give? So money is in the follow-ups. Money is in the follow-up if you want to make to be successful online. So the next type of cold audience is the cold interest audience. So you want to segment the cold audience in those two ways: cold broad audience, and then cold interest audience. Now, the cold interest audience, this is where you go. If you're going for influencers, you go for niche influencers, you know, people who are in your niche or in your sub market. So people probably who are talking about, if it's influencers and they're not really selling the product, but they are being followed by so many people who probably they are resolving problem. If it's financial, there are people who are following financial advisors and things like that, and financial influencers. Then you want to target those and collaborate with such influencers. The other thing you can do is look for interest. You can target them using interest on different platforms. You can also, and excuse the dog, right? It's barking. So now it's at night. Yeah, there are so many things that are happening. So now, what you want to do is also to highlight and understand the keywords that people are using to search your product. And this is where probably SEO comes in. Also, once you understand that how people are searching, what people are searching, then you're able to message, you know, them correctly. So at this level, these people who they have already shown interest in resolving the problems that they already have. So you're able to talk to them and get them that way. Now, remember, at the cold level, at the cold audience level, this is at the top of funnel type of marketing, type of messaging that you're doing, and you're capturing them at that level. So you are at that level, probably you're producing a lot of educational content, entertaining content, and content that basically helps them understand who you are, your product, and your service, and why it's different from others, or how it resolves their problem better or faster. Because uh, people want something that is faster and that is better, you know. And the way you want to message that is messaging it as a new way of resolving challenges that people have. People really love new stuff as opposed to improvements of solutions that they already have. So cold interest audiences understand who they are, what they're searching for, understand who's already controlling that market at the moment, and then see how you can engage them. Now, all these engagements should take people to somewhere, you know. It's either your page on social media, it's either a website on your a website that you have. And then once you take people there, you must have a way of tracking them and tagging them so that you can remarket to them. Because remember what I said, the money is in the follow-up. You want to use this cold audience, you want to use the influencers, you want to use the niche influencers, you want to use your ads to drive traffic to our website, drive traffic to a page where you can then retarget those people with different messaging. Now there's a strategy that I use to target the cold audience. Most people, this is what most people and the conventional training had taught us, you know, that to a cold audience, you're doing brand awareness, you're doing, you know, so the type of content that you're creating there is brand awareness, and the objective is for people to know who you are. But what I found to work really well is to go to a cold audience with a purchase or sales objective. So if you're running ads, or if you're doing anything with influencers, with your SEO and everything to a cold audience, look for look for purchases. The reason why you go for purchases is because for platforms such as Facebook, LinkedIn, and even Google, when you tell them, when you give them an objective, when you're running ads, when you give them an objective and the objective is brand awareness, they are going to look for people who are more likely to remember your brand. If you ask them to go for messages and engagements, what they are going to go for are people who are more likely to like, share, and comment. And when you go for purchases, they are going to go for people who are more likely to buy. Or if it's leads, it's more people who are likely to click, get outside the platform, and leave their details. Or if it's a form on Facebook, people who are more likely to leave their details. So it's very important to understand the objective that you choose and at what point you engage it. Engaging a conversion objective at the cold audience level, that's top of funnel, it's important because it gives you people who are more likely to do that. And because this is a cold audience, you want to go to a cold audience and fish out the people who are more likely to do what you want to do. Because if you go for brand awareness at the cold level or at the top of funnel level, you're going to get a lot of people who are not really your ideal customers. And this, I found people like right now, literally, I was talking to a person who wanted to grow their pages. So basically, you want to run a page like campaign. That's going to give you a lot of people, but those people are not your ideal customers. The only way you get your ideal customers is if you put the product in front of them and let them choose. You know, let them choose whether they want to engage with that or not. And once you get the engagement at that level, you know that those people are more likely to purchase. Now, and this is the reason why I'm saying the money is in the follow-up, because those people might not buy at that point because that's their first interaction with you, but you're going to retarget them with different messages and different offers to get them to buy. Okay, so that's the cold level, the cold audience level. So once you have ran this, what you're going to get is a warm audience. You're going to get a warm audience. Now, warm audience, these are people who have known about you, they know about you, they have engaged with you in one way or another. So they probably have liked your post, they have commented here, they have seen you somewhere, they have engaged with your product, they know about it. Not converted yet, but they know about it. And this audience is good because this is now the people that you are following up. The best thing with online is that you are able to track. You know, if you are to run, let's say, a billboard on the road, the greatest challenge is tracking the people who have seen it, right? Now, with online advertising, you are able to track the people who have seen it, especially if you are running a video ad. You're able to track people who have seen 3 seconds of your video. You're able to retarget to them. So those are the things that you want to do when you're running ads, and these are the benefits that you get when you're running ads. Also, if you can get your influencers to create content and then retarget people who see it, who see that content, whether it's video, and video content is the most important because you can actually retarget people who have seen only 3 seconds. 3 seconds, that means a person went to flip and the video played, you know, they didn't even know what it was all about, but because it played, you can reach them again. So that is one of the best format, the best format you can go with at the cold audience level, because you're able to retarget them. So once you create that warm audience, whether it's video views audiences, whether it's people who have engaged with your pages, or they have visited your website, make sure that you have tracking on all those places, because then you can create audiences out of that, you know. And one of the greatest challenge people are doing currently online, and this is the reason why you find it so hard to grow, is because people are engaging with your content, but you don't know who they are. You know, you're still using online the same way you would use a billboard. A person visits your website, leaves, but you can't retarget them. They probably even spent 5 minutes reading your content, but once they leave, you can never reach them again, you know. And people forget really quickly. So if they go through your content, they see what they have seen, and probably somebody else comes on board and they are able to capture their attention, that's a sale that you're going to lose. So it's very important at the cold level, make sure that everybody who engages with your content, whether they visit your page, whether they watch a video, they engage with the content you create, make sure that you're tracking them, you're following them online, you're able to retarget them, and you're able to remarket to them. So that's how you create the warm audience. Now, warm audience is also very important because I've seen, you know, people growing in you know, in social media. You know, you are growing, you are following, and you're doing all those things, and this is important. This is very important for you to grow on these platforms. But remember that is rented audience. You have rented audience on these platforms. If those platforms, if you are to be locked out of your own account, or it was to be hacked or closed for any reason, you lose that audience, right? So that's rented. That's an audience you don't own. That's an audience where you can get chased away pretty quickly and can be taken away from you really fast, you know. So you are at the mercy of these platforms, and also, you know, praying that you don't get hacked, you know. But so what you want to do is to also take your warm audience, the people who have followed you, the people who have engaged with you. You want to move them into an audience that you own. And the audience that you own, these are people who you have their contact details, such that if you are to be locked out of these platforms, you are able to get their numbers, get these people's numbers, get their emails, probably go to another platform where you can email them and do something just to show them, or to just tell them that, hey, I'm on this other account, kindly follow me. The other one was hacked, a way that you can move with your audience wherever you go. That's what you want to do. And that's the audience that you own. And that's where you now start getting the difference between those people who succeed and those people who are struggling online. It's because they own their audience. They can reach them at will. So if I decide to reach my audience right now and I have their contacts on my phone, I'm able to just text, right? And that's what you want. You want ability to reach your audience whenever you like, and knowing that this message has been delivered to this person at this point, right? So it's very important that you move your audience, your warm audience, from just being a warm audience to an audience that you actually own. So that's the next what you want to do with your warm audience. Take them from just the people who have interacted with you online to people who are actually to an audience that you actually own. Now, once you have set up that audience, we have said cold audience, we have talked about the warm audience. These are people that you can now interact. You want to also build lookalike audiences. Now, on platforms such as Facebook, you're able to create lookalike audiences. So this could be lookalike of the people who are purchased from you, lookalike of your leads, lookalike of people who have watched part of your video, and those kind of things. And once you create the lookalike audience, that's also a place where you get a very high quality audience. Because if you can get a lookalike audience of your purchasers or people whom you sold to, that's a great audience for you to keep. That's a great audience for you to target. And that's also a place where you have your money. So the three type of audiences, the strategy you want to use in targeting your audience, and this is the strategy that, okay, definitely you're going to learn how to message them, how to talk to them, and all those type of things. But the overarching strategy is that you must have a way that you go into your audience, the cold audience. You target them, you get them to you warm them up, basically, to become a warm audience, and you become an audience that you own. So one of the major things that you want in any interaction that you do, whether you are using you're using ads or you're growing organically, what you want at that level is to make sure that those people who are interested in your product, and they have shown some interest, and some interest, that means they're probably liking your product, they are liking the content you're sharing. You have probably partnered with somebody, and they have brought you some more interactions online and things like that. Those people that interact with you, you must have a way of reaching them again. If you can't track them and if you can't reach them again, you've just spent your time and money getting a customer, getting a lead that you cannot contact. So that means if it was on the physical world, you would go into a training or into a networking event, uh, get people, you are talking to people and everything. They are very much interested with what you have to say, but you never get their contacts. You never have a way of reaching them again. So that's the same thing. If you have a lot of content out there and people are interacting with you and you have no way of reaching them again, all what you've done is speak very well, get people entertained, get people engaged, and then you left, without getting the card, without getting their contact information so that you can follow them again. Now, the beauty with online is that once a person engages with your content, they have visited your website, they have come onto your Facebook page, Instagram page, they probably have commented, they have visited your profile. You know, there is a way that you can retarget those people. So anyone who have interacted with you in one way or another, you can retarget them. That means it's reaching out to them again. That's like that person has left you their phone number, and you can reach them again. Now, and that's very minute or very small thing for people to do. You know, if you create good content, and if you are interacting with people, or you are in front of an audience that is very active, probably they have their leader, and their leader, you know, an influencer, and you've been able to you've managed to get in front of that audience, and they interact with that content in one way or another, you are able to retarget them. Now, but remember that you're pushing them towards becoming an audience that you own. So eventually you want them to leave their phone numbers with you. You want them to leave their name with you, so that it's an audience that you own. It's an audience that you can reach out to whenever you want. Okay. So, and the next one is to create, it's a type of cold audience, but it's a lookalike audience of your warm audience. So those are the three types of audiences and the strategy that you want to use to generate leads, to generate sales, and to build a very successful business online. So I think I'm going to take it up to that point. And guys, remember that if you would want to have a one-on-one, or for us to discuss these things further, I'm conducting a training that is going on from August 21st. You can register. There's a link in the description where you can click, go register. For those people who are going to register today and up to August 9th, I think they're going to get 30% off from the original fee for the training. It's a 12-week training program where we go through setting up. It's basically an immersive training where we implement a digital marketing strategy for your business, and the aim is to get you leads. So the reason why I conduct this training is basically by the end of the 12th week, you should be generating leads or sales. And if you are not generating leads and sales by the end of that training, I stay with you until you start doing it at no extra cost. I stay with you, work with you until you start generating the sales, until you start generating the leads that you need. So there is no getting into the program and then leave without getting the sales. You must get the sales. If you're not getting the sales for any reason, I stay with you until you make the sales, until we have a strategy that is actually generating the leads, generating the sales, depending on what it is that we are targeting. So make sure that you click on that link and go register. Also subscribe to this channel. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I'm going live. Yep. And every Monday we'll be having these sessions. Probably they are going to become even better as we go along, and as I answer some of the questions that you'll be asking me. Yeah, and we continue to improve as we go along. So let me just go through some of the questions that I see. Charity, asante sana, you're saying, Aki, me, I'm, I'm late. It's okay, no problem. Monica Njaga, hello. Sorry, I'm late. It's okay. Welcome, Monica. Karibu sana. Yeah, any question? So if you have any question, I'll be happy to answer any question that you have. Thank you very much, guys, for joining. I think we have hit 40 minutes. So yeah, I think we are right on time. We are right on time. Thank you very much, Joki, for that. Yes, you're saying it's very informative how to grow on YouTube. So basically I'm actually, and this is what I train on, the things I'm training on. I've managed to help other businesses do stuff, and now the things I'm training on are things that I'm actually doing. So going live on YouTube like I'm doing now is a way to grow your YouTube. Okay, so make sure that you follow me. Monica, make sure that you're following me, make sure that you're sharing this live. It's very important so that we can grow on YouTube. It's basically about um, creating content that is informative. Like for me, that's the angle that I'm taking. If I were an entertainer and a comedian, probably I would be doing lifestyle type of videos and things like that, but I'm not. So I'm just doing what I love doing, and that's training and offering a value that way. So yeah, it's and also choose, like for me, I took time to think which platform I want to use, and I chose to go with YouTube as my lead, lead platform. But that doesn't mean I have a very good following on Facebook. But I chose to start pushing content on YouTube because it's easier for me. It's easier for me to record and go live on this platform. And then because I'm also able to create content from videos, I'm able to create other different types of content. And also during the training, we also go through content creation and how you dominate online. So probably you're also going to see some level of content being distributed everywhere. I'm a YouTuber. That's great, Monica. I'm actually going to subscribe to your YouTube channel to see the type of content you're producing. You can even paste the link there. Thanks so much for this, my first time, and it's very informative. Ida Ventures Kenya. Thank you very much, Ida. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so yeah, thank you very much, guys. I don't want to keep you or to make this video too long because there are some people who are going to be watching this later on. And yeah, and I want it to be informative, short and sweet, right? So thank you very much, guys. If you're watching this later, make sure that you're subscribing to my YouTube channel. Also comment, share. Let's make this a big channel. Thank you very much, and see you on Monday. We'll be doing this again on Monday. I'll be sharing the topic later on during the week. So thank you very much. I really appreciate for those people who have shown up live. Yeah, I don't take that for granted. Thank you very much.